Yeah, the World Youth President is here again, breaking the update on why the rich actually borrowed money. It's an issue or a trend that is raised by Blog, and someone is asking, who do rich men run to when they are also in need? So Mr. Fag is replying. He said that fun fact is they go to bank. Those guys are heavy in debt. Dangote, for example, has the biggest debt in Nigeria. He holds almost all the banks in Nigeria money. So that is his own understanding about it. Is it looking at it from the angle that they are also poor people? That is why they run to the bank. So Mr. Bank is replying. There is the name the person is using on the social handle. He said they do this because debt is not taxable, so they can keep borrowing, only paying interest. So, in his own point of view, he's trying to highlight that the rich does not only borrow money from banks or elsewhere because they they want the money, but perhaps they use this as an escape to avoid being taxed on their own wealth. So let's see what other persons has to say about this trend. I don't mind that very well. Um, okay, Mr. Moses Oche said that a lot of Nigerians don't know this trick. They stockpile their money in savings accounts, playing safe to avoid broke. Wealthy and business savvy individuals don't put a lot of money in the bank, rather into investments and businesses. Then they get loan to service their business. So if you look at what is trying to highlight here, it said they use this their money first to put it into businesses. Therefore, now they now have the opportunity to go to banks and borrow as much money as they want, and they will not stop giving them because mean that they have capital investment infrastructures that they can put as collateral. Banks or money lending company institutions can easily lend out money to them. So that is why the rich actually have access to as much money as they want. So it's a strategy, not really because they don't have the money. They may not have the liquid capital, they may not have the money cash, but they have asset that worth more than the money they need. So they save their wealth by doing that, by putting their wealth in tangible assets, why they cannot borrow as much as they want from bank. He said this is a good debt. I said there is a good debt and a bad debt. A good debt is the debt Dangote and Co took, which is not taxable. Anyway, throwing light about good and bad debt in his own point of view, because when Dangote and the Co, as he mentioned, borrows money, you don't really know what they use the money to do. So he cannot really conclude that the money that Dangote borrow is good debt, because a differentiating debt is debt, but differentiating it in terms of good or bad is based on what the money is being used for. Like now, when you borrow money and you use it for the purpose of investment, not for your sole enjoyment or solving your immediate problem, then it's a good debt, because you borrowed the money and you put it on something that in the long run will be able to generate money or pay back the debt, and again also leave you with some profit or interest in it. So that is a good debt. But when you take a debt or borrow, you now use it for your immediate needs that does not have a financial benefit, or will not be able to pay back himself, will not be able to pay back the money you borrowed and the interest attached to it. That means you have to go and source for money elsewhere, either from other of your businesses, to come and pay back the debt. Then that is a bad debt. It does not really connote whether you are rich or not. Whoever borrows money and use it for something that is not going to produce the money back is actually practicing a bad debt. Then Mr. Dennis actually say, other Mr. I don't know, he say owing of debt to them is referring to the rich men like Dangote is very profitable to them. Even when they have the money, they won't clear it because it is profitable to them. Sometimes they purposely incur the debt not because they are entirely broke. It's a very good way to evade tax. That is what he's trying to say, rather than giving government 20% of what you make every month. Imagine 50 billion every month and giving government 1 billion. But when you declare bankruptcy, government can task you. So that is exactly what it is. Because this is a subject that is against our normal belief. We have been taught in all angles that debt is bad. Everywhere they tell us debt is bad, debt is bad. That when you borrow is this one and that one. So but on when you look at it very critically, you will understand that debt on itself is not bad. It is actually what you use the money that you borrowed to do that matters. So you can actually use debt to acquire as much asset that you want, just like what the rich does. So but there is a bottom line there. The rich does not just walk into the bank and they give them money. First, why did they classify them as being rich? It's because they have assets that actually generate money for them. So when they want to collect money from the banks, it does not really cost them anything more, because even the person who is giving them the money already understand that getting back their money won't be a very challenging factor for them. They can't lose their money. So the risk level they take giving out money to the rich are far less than what they will the risk level they have to undergo to give to somebody who does not have investments. I believe that from the critical analysis of what people have said so far, you all can take a note of it that debt, the rich actually use it to make themselves even richer. Thank you. This is your friend and the World Youth President. See you in our next episode.